Everybody, we have Mimi Carter here with us, which I'm really, really excited. Mimi, you're one of the top experts that I know on how to get things to media. PR, getting things out there. So we're really, really, really happy that we have you here. You are the general manager for the U.S. practice of Proof Strategy.
Correct.
Proof is doing a lot of beautiful things. You manage amazing things for them. You're doing an incredible job. So we brought you here to help a little bit and see how we can help people that are struggling like me in something that maybe we didn't struggle with 10 years ago.
Right, exactly.
So I want to get on the news. Okay, 10 years ago it was much simpler. Mimi, what happened?
I think the marketplace is just a lot more crowded. It's a lot more competitive. There are a lot more places, sites for people to go to, and it's much easier for you to curate your content.
So basically the internet, right?
Exactly.
We have so many ways of, that's what we're doing right now, we're creating content. Basically you're diluted much, much quicker.
Correct.
Now, most people think that everything they do is news, but that's not really the case, right?
No, no.
So define it for us. What is newsworthy?
When I talk to clients, what I like to say is it's news if it's actually a new thought, new idea, or new product that hasn't been introduced before.
So it has to be news, it has to be new, right?
Correct.
Makes sense, okay.
And that seems obvious, but sometimes it's not.
I've had a client sitting with me here yesterday, and he thought news was his next sale,
Right.
which was not news.
Right, exactly. It can be an opinion on another piece of news, but typically that's a good definition. And then ideally it's backed by data. So this news or this product and its relevance is backed by data.
I'll take it a step further. Leave ideally. It has to be backed by data.
Yes.
There's so much fake news going around. You don't
Great
know
point.
what to trust. It has to be backed with data. And something that you always tell me, not only data, but it has to be relevant from whoever is reading it so they know the consequence of this news for them.
Exactly. So the reporter that you're pitching needs to say, will say to you, well, how does this, why is my reader going to care? Why should they care? And you've got to make sure that whatever news or product or idea that you have is directly relevant to that audience.
So almost, I think you almost need to look at it almost like a case study.
Yes.
You have the news, then you really need that data piece, and then you really need the piece of what is that news going to do to your audience.
Right.
So really, really, really love that. Now, let's say we have some news, okay?
Yes.
I somehow found a news story, something that's worthy. I have the data, and I have how it's going to affect. How do I get it out there? How do I amplify it? How do I distribute it?
Well, there's what we call paid, earned, and owned. And what we recommend is you use it on your website, you use it on your social media properties, you write about it on your blog, and then you continue, ideally, to pitch it maybe in another format or package to maybe even another outlet, depending on what it is. So paid, earned, and owned is how we could amplify
Paid, earned, and owned. I love that.
Yeah, it's easy
Another
to understand.
thing that I love to do, and I recommend it to everybody here, if you go ahead and you write something or you put something on video, it takes an effort, and you're putting this out there for your audience. Put it everywhere. There are aggregator sites that people look for. There are people that are looking in all kinds of places for your content. I love it. Put it on the blog and on the website, but also put it on bigger aggregators where you can drive traffic to your site from people looking at other places.
I think that's a great point because quality content will always be trump.
Absolutely.
I mean, it will always play and perform better than anything else.
Absolutely. If you put good things out there, you put effort in them, distribution is so important. I've seen so many companies spend so much money on amazing assets that then get 100 views somewhere on YouTube. So if you're doing it, distribution, I think, is just as important as the creation.
Well, and you bring up a good point. We're also starting to see real algorithmic changes. And so paid advertising is really performing a lot better. So we have some clients who are not spending a lot of money on paid, and it's starting to show because the organic is just not performing as well as the paid anymore.
You need to build a tribe, and it's not easy.
Yeah.
Okay, so if you want organic to work, you got to put a lot of work in. It's not enough just to have good content out there.
I think that's
You
right.
need to train a tribe to follow.
Yes.
So that's
And
the
engage,
tough part.
yeah.
And engage. And we talked about reciprocity too, you and
Exactly.
I. If you're asking for people to engage with your stuff, guess what you need to do? You got to engage with theirs. Now, engage with what interests you. Engage with what makes your heart beat faster. But if you want people to engage with you, engage with others. Does that make sense?
It totally makes sense, because otherwise you're not going to see that exchange, and that exchange is what's dynamic and what interests people.
This is an interesting thing. Mimi is an amazing expert on a field that, we intersect a little bit. But I know Mimi knows better things than I do on certain things. And you come here and you're helping us, even though we could be competitors in some people's eyes. But we're just trying to make the better of both our worlds for our clients.
Exactly.
So thank you for doing that.
Well, I appreciate being here.
You do another thing that I really love. Yeah. You founded this really cool organization called DC Communicators.
Right.
Can you tell everybody? I don't know if you guys know or not, but you should.
Absolutely. So in 2013, I was the CMO of the Corcoran Gallery of Art, and I did not have a very good art background. So I got a lot of art people, art managers from the Smithsonian's and other museums around town to come to a meeting at the Corcoran. And that meeting, we talked about different digital trends and different ideas in the marketplace. We've had the CMO from the Guggenheim come present.
Nice.
We've had Kickstarter come present.
Nice.
And it's grown into now a networking community of 2,000 people. And our next event will be on podcasting, what to know before you launch. And we have the managing editor and audio producer of Politico coming to join us.
Amazing.
As well as two young women from Adams Morgan who do a podcast called Du Sol.
Oh, I know that.
Do you?
Mm-hmm.
Well, they make me feel very cool, just sort of thinking that I'm going to be able to talk to them on stage. So we're really excited about that.
This is incredible. So if you're a communicator in DC, or if you just care about communication in DC, you should check out this incredible organization that you just founded. You needed to create a group together of communicators, and now it grew to 2,000 people?
Well, it was about what you said, reciprocity, right? So
yeah.
I tried to give something by providing a space for them to learn, because I needed to learn from them.
That's the best kind of reciprocity.
It's the best.
When is your next event?
It's going to be February 27th.
February 27th. So we're going to put it on. I really recommend to everybody to check DC Communicators. I'm going to do my best to be there. So if you want to be there, come say hi. And thank you so much.
Thank you so much
for what you do, how you do it, and for coming here and helping us.
This is great.
We're going to try to be on the news, so, watch out for what Mimi helps us do.
Thanks.
See you guys.